Never thought in 31 years of having a banquet virtually as we're having the opportunity here today. I truly look forward to every year because each group and the circumstances that they bring to the table is its own unique challenge. We returned 5 players from last year's 18-3 team, and I knew that we had a lot of potential that was out there. We made a stronger commitment to our summer scrimmages and the Grand Valley team camp, and I could see very much that the experience that we added to the juniors coming up from the JVs as well, that we would give a very competitive team out there on the floor this coming season. We got off to a great start there before the Christmas break. We got off to a 5-0 start, and you could see that the teamwork and the accountability that these young ladies put into things was very, very strong on this particular team. Our practice attendance was back in place above the 97% mark, and the momentum kicked in and the confidence kicked in, and you could see this team blossom as time went along. The end result was our season finished out at a 22-1 record. We were able to win the BCS White Division. We had that championship along with a district title as well. And then we had a trip to the region championship in store. And then, as we all know, the pandemic challenge that has affected our world kicked in. It was just a matter of hours where we went from a regional championship game that was to be played at Martin with, remember, 50 fans were chosen that we could go to the region finals. And then within an hour and 15 minutes approximately from us leaving, the game was suspended just before that pep rally. And then, of course, the next day we only had a half day of school, and we were out at noon, and then everything is ended. We're in our present situation, and thus comes a talk virtually that I'm doing here today. We were playing by far our best basketball of the year. Our district wins over River Valley and New Buffalo were very convincing, especially with New Buffalo handing us our only loss of the year, and they did it at their place by 20 points. At the all-conference meeting after our district championship, Ken Schmaltz, who is the athletic director at Bridgman, was talking to the coach at New Buffalo and kiddingly said, "You should have never poked the Titan by beating them by 20 points. Certainly that district run where we went 23-0 to start the game kind of said it all. Then we get to play our rivalry that was new from last year's region, Fruitport Calvary, who beat us 45-22 last year in the regionals. Another impressive 17-0 start avenged last year's loss. Their 2,200 plus points and 28 points a game score was held to just 5 points. So the saying goes, don't poke the Titans. The eventual suspension of the season turned into a cancellation, and now we are all here. We actually had some sports writers from MLive and Mick McCabe from the Detroit Free Press pick us to get to the semifinals, where they predicted that we would lose to the eventual state champions, which they were all choosing to be St. Ignace. I did put that article, or those 2 articles, in the packet that the kids received. We pray and emphasize down the stretch of our season and throughout the year. We in our team prayers say this: answer our prayers and fulfill our desires, Lord, according to your wisdom and your love. In other words, thy will be done. And we talk about living that quite a bit, and we want to live that out. To that end, our God has chosen this ending for us this year, and to that end, to God be the glory for what he has given to us. We will continue to set very high goals and challenge our players and teams. Juniors, we're now on your leadership dime. We're on your leadership watch to kind of see where we're going to go for the future. We have some valuable team lessons that we can carry over from this year. In the meantime, shooting and ball handling and all those kind of things skill-wise are at a premium, and they need to develop now in the off-season. Our shooting percentage did make a nice jump this year, and our assists were up quite a bit. That was a lot of improvement that happened this year, and there's certainly more to come. We need to keep progressing in the weight training program that we have led by Coach Witkowski and his staff. And while God has truly blessed our program, by His grace and guidance, we have prospered as we play always in His name. To God be the glory. With that, I'd like to introduce you first of all to three people behind the scenes that were in the managing and films and stats and all the things that go on behind the scenes. First of all, Gwen Lothan. Gwen was a great help behind the scenes, especially keeping track of things on the bench, especially on the game days that we had. There's lots of stuff that travels with us. Thanks for all your work, Gwen. We appreciate it. Katie Marquardt was next. Katie was a casualty of the MHSAA transfer rule. You now have to sit out a full calendar year or school year if you transfer. With that, she practiced with us very faithfully, and then on game days took care of the stats for me and was a great positive spirit in and around the team. It takes a special young lady to go through all that work with no playing time attached. So the nice thing is that she is a junior and that we get her back, and all that hard work will pay off for her next year, and we appreciate you, Katie. Thank you. The last one is Vanessa Wolfram. Vanessa is a junior who also worked behind the scenes like Gwen, but she was largely responsible for filming all of our games, and we use that film on Huddle. We use it for scouting, and we are very blessed to find somebody that does not fall behind the basketball and does an absolute great job with the camera, and makes it very, very possible for me as a coach and the players to watch Huddle and improve along the way. So Vanessa, thank you for all your work and for all your filming. We really appreciate you. That brings us to our players. We had 6 juniors that we'll start off with. The first is Haley Conrad. Haley was a guard for us and is a great competitor with a very nice jump shot. Unfortunately, she had a battle a little bit with her health during the season, but she never kept it away from giving her best shot always. And she also, with her leadership and grit that she showed throughout the season, she was voted as one of the summer captains that we have for next year. So keep up the good work, and we're hoping for good health, Haley. Thank you. Next is Sophia Garcia. Sophie played at the forward spot for us and has made a very great amount of progress during the season. With more and more confidence and experience, I can assure you, I truly believe that you will see some great things next year in her senior year, and we are certainly glad to see her returning. So congratulations to you, Sophie. Next is Jessie Jewell. Jessie was one of our tri-captains and will carry that on next year through that leadership as well as a returning captain. Jessie loves the game and is an excellent ball handler and shooter. She will need to step up next year in her scoring role and potentially could be the next 1,000-point scorer in our school history. So with that, Jessie, we're on your senior leadership watch. We're looking forward to next year, and great job this year. Next is a new young lady that comes to our program. It's Jenna Kaler. Jenna was brand new to our program as she moved into the area. She is a very intelligent young lady and did a great job of learning our system and contributing all year long. She is an excellent defender, and I can see some very good things happening with her work in the off season. So welcome aboard, Jenna, and we're looking forward to next year. Next is Alexia Tobias. Alexia got off to a slow start, battling some of the pulled teeth that she had to go through, and As always, she worked extremely hard. Her work ethic is second to none. And then she found her stride into the season. She is an extremely strong and quick defender and made great strides on the offensive skills as she let the game come to her. And she brings a lot to the table for our team. So good job, Alexia. Our last junior is Autumn McEwen. I give Autumn a lot of credit. She had to work some things out to earn her uniform and get some playing time. We had some great talks, and she did earn her uniform at the end of the season there. I certainly hope and pray that she can continue to embrace her potential that God has given to her, and she can enjoy the talent that she has as a student athlete. So congratulations, Autumn, and a job well done. We also then had 5 seniors. The first is Claire Berghaus. Claire entered our program with little or no experience in the basketball playing field. Her development over the last 4 years has been a joy to observe very much as a coach. Her work ethic and dedication to the team carved out an amazing career here over 4 years. She played the center position for us and was a force in both ends of the floor, both offensively and defensively. Well done, Claire. Next is Abby Harris. Abby came into her own this year and was a strong and steady performer for us at the power forward. Her consistent offense and defense, along with some tremendous rebounding, filled a need for us, especially this year as we were much smaller than we have been in the past. She had her best games when we needed her physically to play up and stand up to the teams that were much bigger than us. Job well done, Abby. Thank you for a great season. Next is Rebecca Heisel. Rebecca played more center than forward for us this year. Her length made her a great defender, and this year she was able to control the ball more on offense and on rebounding, which greatly added to her game. And that, again, this team being shorter than we were this year really needed that to happen. She also has a tremendous amount of quickness, which also served her well. And she did a great job of defending, particularly at the back of our pressing situations. And as a result for that, we were very, very tough when it came to the pressure game that we play. Thanks for your amazing work, Rebecca. Next is Mara Rugen. Mara matured into a great ball player and a leader. Early in the season, we talked about the difference of junior and senior year. She more than accepted the challenge. She led us at the point pressure on the full and half court defenses. She can convert defensive steals into offensive points as well as anyone that I've ever coached. Her jump shot as well as her ball handling also brought her to another level as well. She finished in 6 categories on career and season stats in the records in the ML record books, over 44 years of history now in our program. She also was one of our tri-captains, as was a tremendous joy to coach. Thank you for your relentless effort, Mara. It was greatly appreciated. Our last one is Maria Rush. Maria was one of our tri-captains as well. She contributed to many different categories on the stat line with her versatility that she brought to the game. She was a great coach on the floor and a great leader on the court. She understood the game plan and made sure that we were on the same page from the bench out to the floor. You need players that hold things together as she did. Great job, Maria. Well done and very much appreciated by the coaching staff. That's our players and our managers for this year. We also were blessed at the end of the year to bring up Elise DeWeerd, Brooke Gerlach, and Ellie Primerano to work as the scout team in our tournament run. These young ladies have a very bright future in carrying out the tight tradition that we have in our program. They did an absolute great job of preparing us in terms of a scout team, and I'm very, very thankful for them and the extra work that they were willing to put in. So, with this being our 2019-20 team, this is the only team in ML history to win their last game. Now, winning your last game usually means that you won a state championship. Well, it wasn't because we weren't trying. They were outstanding ambassadors of the game, living examples of Christian young ladies that represented the Christian education and their Savior here at the highest level, here at school as well as out there on the playing floor. So on and off the court, they brought glory to their God. Great job, ladies, great job. With that, I'd like to kind of highlight some of the tremendous amount of team awards and individual awards that came from this particular year. First of all, we're going to start out with the BCS White Division All-Conference team. We landed 4 players in the first team of the White Division. We had Mara Rugen, who also happened to be the All-Conference Player of the Year as well. We had Abby Harris, we had Rebecca Heisel, and we had Jessie Jewell, all on the first team. And then we also had honorable mention for the All-Conference was Maria Rush. So those young ladies represented, those 5 young ladies represented us well in the All-Conference Awards. As far as team awards, we start out with 3 statistical awards. First of all, the top rebounder with 146 and a 6.3 rebounding average. Our top rebounder was Rebecca Heisel. Our top assist leader, Jessie Jewell, had 67 assists, which amounts to 2.9 assists per game. And then our 3-point shot award also goes to Jessie Jewell, as she had 27 3-pointers for us this season. The other 4 awards are voted on by both the coaches and the players. These awards represent the team concept that we have here, and these young ladies do a great job of recognizing how each one of us have a role to play, an important role to play, and by fulfilling it, we become the best team that we can. First of all, the Most Improved Award. Many people received votes on that, but the majority was Claire Berghaus. Congratulations, Claire. As far as the Best Defender, that also had 2 people in particular that were knotted together with the votes, and I agree with the concept here that we're going to give a co-Best Defender award this year, because both of these ladies added to the fact that this was the best defensive team average that we had in the 44-year history of our program. 24.3 points per game. And our co-best defenders were Rebecca Heisel and Mara Rugen. So great job, ladies, for the work that you did. Our Titan Award is kind of the person that does all the things, the little things that makes all the enthusiasm and the effort and pulling the team together when needed. That Titan Award this year was won by Maria Rush. Congratulations, Maria, on a great job. And then there's the Most Valuable Player. The Most Valuable Player goes to Mara Rugen this year. Mara's improvement over the 2-year period, and certainly the leadership that she showed this year, congratulations on a job well done in the Most Valuable Player, Mara Rugen. Special awards, we had Mara Rugen also receive an article on the Whirlpool Corporation Athlete Spotlight, and Mara Rugen also was listed for the week of December 1st, 2019 as the WSJM Sports Student Athlete of the Week as well. Now, there is some All-State recognition that we have here. First of all, Mara Rugen was First Team All-State by the Associated Press, First Team All-State BCAM, Third Team All-State, and there's 5 people on a team there, so that's top 15 in the Detroit News. And she also received individual academic All-State awards as well from BCAM. Well, did you notice that little video splice-in change that we just put in here? We just had a little video chance thing for Mr. Briney that he had to change clothes and add Jessie Jewell as the next person here. Jessie Jewell was honorable mention All-State through BCAM, and she too qualified for the individual academic All-State from BCAM. So congratulations to Jessie. The Team First Award is awarded by BCAM, and that winner was Claire Berghaus for us this year. So congratulations, Claire, on the Team First Award. And then we had 3 seniors for an award that's about 2 years old, I believe. It's called the Outstanding Senior Student Athlete Award. You have to play basketball for all 4 years, and you have to be a 3.8 or above average as far as academics. We have 3 of those, and remember, we got 2 academic All-Staters already individually. The 3 people that qualified for Outstanding Senior Student Athlete Award are Claire Berghaus, Rebecca Heisel, and Maria Rush. So congratulations, ladies, on a job well done there as well. I personally want to take a second here. I was blessed with a special award from BCAM as well this year. I don't mention it to bring attention to me because I get very uncomfortable very quickly. It is extremely humbling to me to get any type of awards, and this particular award to me reflects something that I want to share with you guys. It is a reflection of our entire program. It is not an award that's an individual thing as far as I am concerned. I personally received the Girls State Coach of the Year for all of Division 4. What that acknowledges is, to me, is kind of twofold. Number one, I serve athletes and parents and fans at Michigan Lutheran who are second to none and bring honor to their Savior. It is not just seen as a local thing. It is now acknowledged and even gone out to the state level with this type of award. So well done, Titan Nation. How blessed we are. And the number 2 thing here is our collective effort is a tremendous gift that we are getting from our good Lord. And to Him be all the glory. It is amazing how far our light can shine when we work hard together as we have done. So, for that reason, congratulations to the Titan Nation. While I am the lightning rod for this award, it truly is a program award that I'm blessed to have. With that, I would like to start getting to some thank yous. Thank you to all the volunteers who make our program go. Clocks, books, announcers, ticket takers, kitchen help, and cooks. The pep band that's run by Miss Eggers. Our bus driver and away scorebook person who does a tremendous job for us, and that's Mr. Dumke. Parents, with your overall commitment and support, it is a blessing that gives our student athletes the greatest opportunity for them to succeed to their God-given ability. Our tradition is built on working together, and I thank you for that. Athletes and fans, do not let complacency creep into our program. Our success by far is not the norm. Our program was built over 44 years. We've had 44 years of girls Titan basketball and 50 years in our school program overall. Our record over that time is now 704 wins and 240 losses in that 44 years. That is a 75% winning percentage. Many faithful servants have served their Lord in making our Titan Nation the tradition that we are blessed to have. We are celebrating 50 years of Christian education at ML. We have a treasure that requires a great commitment both by many people with their time, with their talents, and with their treasures. How blessed we are to have those people, past and present. This world needs Christian education more than ever. and that's the world that we live in today. Young people need the foundation that this school is founded on, and that foundation is God's Word and all His promises that are given to us. We need to maintain and rise to the challenges before us to keep this treasure going strong. We need God's continued grace and mercy to see us through, and we must always praise and thank Him with our lives dedicated to His service in all areas of all ministry and all of our talents with that. To God once again be the glory. A couple quick special thank yous are very much in order to wind things up yet today. First of all, most of you don't know a young man named Kyle Lofton. Kyle lives in the Lansing area, helps us out during the summer with our basketball camps. And what he does is take care of the stats and all the scouting of opponents and film breakdowns on my behalf. And what that does is give me a whole lot of time back so that I can do other things that are important for the team. And so I thank Kyle for his dedicated work and the success that he brings to our program now for the last 4 or 5 years. And I thank him a lot for that. Number 2, I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Egger. Thank you for the selfless and professional work that you do for our athletic department. Your work on our behalf and on behalf of our student athletes and our coaches is a blessing to us. Thank you for your faithfulness and the labor of love that you continue to give to us for all these years, and again this year as well. I also would like to thank my beautiful wife of now 42 years. She is a perfect coach's wife for me. Her sacrifices in allowing me to put in the time and the work that it takes into coaching and doing something that I love to do is very much the reason that I have the opportunity to do what I do. She is a tremendous blessing to my ministry. She is an amazing wife to me. She's a tremendous mother to our 4 children. And now she's a beloved Nana to our 7 grandchildren that we have. So thank you, Lynn, for all the tremendous work that you do behind the scenes and for being my rock. Thank you. This year we kind of have to take some time, a little extra special. We have some very big shoes to fill in our coaching staff. First of all, Coach Lori Miller, who has been with me according to my records since the 2008 and 2009 season. With a business to run with her husband and grandchildren and a family that is running around demanding more of her time, which is a good thing, it is time for her to retire from coaching basketball. I knew last spring that she was coming to that end, and I enjoyed every minute of this past year as we knew this relationship, at least officially, was going to be done. Well, I'm sure Coach Miller is going to be around in the background and be a phone call away from any help that I would ever ask for. She is a tremendous role model for our young ladies for many years. It has always been important for me to have that female role model for our players. She provided leadership to our team that can only be done by a strong Christian woman. She also brought the assistance, the knowledge, and the commitment that you need for a successful program. Her extra set of eyes helped develop our players and was always on point with our team goals and our philosophy as a program. She definitely, by far, made me a better coach, and her ideas furthered our program all those years. I was blessed to have her as an assistant coach for so many years, and she will be very sorely missed. And knowing Coach Miller and the love of the game, I'm sure that she's going to continue to come around and make appearances when we ask her to, or just be there in a supportive role at the end. And I know that she's going to make sure that we're staying on track, especially me. Thank you, Coach Miller. Under the circumstances, I would like to present a going-away plaque. However, as you can clearly see, we are not going to be able to do that right now. So, at a public event in the future where the Titan Nation is gathered, we're going to take some time and give you a more fitting thank you in the end and make a presentation, hopefully this next season. So again, thank you, Coach Miller, for all your tremendous work. Our second big change is Coach Witkowski is also stepping down after many years with our program. For 12 plus years, by my counting, he was with our middle school and our JV program. Coach Witkowski, right from the beginning, wanted to develop our young ladies in basketball so that they were prepared for varsity competition. Our results as a program certainly verifies that is exactly what he has done. That training and preparation has made our season one of our program one of the most respected in the area, and even now at the state level. How blessed we are to have such a dedicated servant give of his talent and his love for basketball, and our student athletes as well. Coach Witkowski is so inclusive in making sure that every young lady that wants to play basketball or just compete with their friends has that opportunity. That has kept our numbers higher than most schools as far as the depth is concerned, and it has developed talent that keeps us competitive for a long time. His knowledge and coaching always had our team playing hard and smart and together. That is certainly seen in the 71-game win streak that his teams leave behind under his leadership. All that accomplished while playing much bigger schools than us for the most part. For me, I am thankful for his assistance and input in our program, also at the varsity level. I am not the most creative person, and I need people challenging me through ideas and thinking outside the box, just as Coach Miller did, as does Coach Witkowski. Brett was also always running ideas past me and then respecting my decision on his input. That takes a special man or woman to do that. He also had made me a better coach and provided input that furthered our program along the way, things that were very important to our development. Coach Witkowski also will be sorely missed, and yet I know that his friendship will always be there. As we are doing with Coach Miller, we are going to be presenting a recognition plaque of some kind at some public event in the future where the Titan Nation will have a more formal opportunity to give him a more fitting thank you than this just simple presentation virtually. So thank you, Coach Witkowski, for all you've done, and God's blessings to you in your journey. I would also like to thank our middle school coaches quickly as well, Cale Pauley and Herb Scheffler at the middle school. I would like to thank our JV assistant coaches, Morgan McGee, an alumni, and Ben Hudson. My last coaching thank you goes out to Coach Corrine Kaler. She did double time for us this year. She assisted with the varsity level and the JV every day, very faithfully. You have to flat out love the game to do that, and I know because I've done that for 15 years when the boys and girls seasons were switched. And she certainly loves the game, and she has been a great addition to our program, and I'm very, very thankful for her dedication. Coach Kaler works very well with our players and did a great job of learning our system and is always helping wherever she needed. Thank you, Coach, for your addition and for being such a faithful servant as well. We look forward to the future and working with you. Thank you to all of our dedicated coaches. Finally, I am constantly asked how we do things here at ML to sustain the success that we are blessed to have. My answer is very simple. I coach and teach where Christ is the foundation. It's not lip service. This particular party line, as many schools put it, is something that we tend to put out front and aspire to, and truly put Christ first in everything that we do, everything, in every place of our ministry here at ML, and for 50 years now. We are not perfect. I can certainly fall short very easily myself. But by the grace and mercy of God, we are all covered in our shortcomings, and the blessings that we have sustained over 50 years are amazing. May we all continue to work together to prepare each generation of disciples for Christ. May God's work continue to flourish at ML for another 50 years, under the redemption of the cross and the promises that our faith gives us into this challenging times that we are presently living in. I hope and pray that we can all come together at some point in the near future to enjoy a congratulations of our teams at a more personal level than what we have with the camera. So, till then, thank you, Titan Nation. Thank you, 2019-20 team and parents and fans. And God bless you. Thank you.